and trying to support the CISF personnel. This personnel, Ms. Kulwinder Kaur, has since been suspended and an inquiry has been initiated. Did those trying to score political and ideological brownies stop to think that it could be one of theirs next? It could be them next. Did these Buddhijeevis stop to think that in condoning the act against Ms. Ranaut, they are actually condoning the assassination of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi? They are giving a blanket invitation for anybody and everybody to go ahead and assault people and justify their act just because they believe they are offended by somebody's comments. Did they forget that it was a person in uniform, an on-duty personnel, assaulting an elected MP? It's the CISF that will now be guarding the parliament premises, ladies and gentlemen. What does this precedent actually then, if this is condoned, what does it set up and open everybody up for? Has this personnel not sullied the uniform which is supposed to remain apolitical and committed to doing their job? And aren't those condoning her actions setting a very bad and dangerous precedent? How did it escape the notice of that her own motivations and antecedents could be partisan? Her brother is part of what is evidently political motivated protests. Punjab has elected two people with dubious antecedents and ideological leanings. This is dangerous. And now an on-duty personnel has brazenly crossed the line. Shockingly, many are okay with it. Is the opposition normalizing violence and physical aggression against those they disagree with? This doesn't augur well for us as a nation, ladies and gentlemen. It's a dangerous precedent that's being set. We've just got news coming through. An FIR has been registered against the CISF personnel Kulwinder Kaur under IPC sections 323 and 341 in the Kangana Ranaut slap case. Sections 323 voluntarily causing hurt and 341 wrongful restraint. So these are the charges. Let's try and go across to Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, should be joining us in a bit. Ramneek Singh Maan, activist, joining us, and Kamru Chaudhary, political analyst, stays on with us. Ramneek Maan, your thoughts on what happened in Chandigarh?
Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Somebody who's donned the uniform, who's taken oath. This is not acceptable. No matter what your personal feelings are, no matter how you think about an issue or a person, because of the statements he or she has made in the past. Also, very unfortunate is the kind of support politically, this lady constable is getting across. It's very shocking. And I have come across several congressmen who are rejoicing this. I mean, how can they forget? Their own leader, the former Prime Minister of India, was targeted by two people in uniform, and one of whose son has been elected as a member of parliament from Faridkot. So this is not normal. This is not acceptable. I don't know how to react to this. This is going berserk and wild. And the kind of support this lady constable is getting from across is even more alarming. People are offering her cash rewards. People are offering her, gold ornaments. So much so, you will not believe, if she wishes to contest the 2027 Punjab Vidhan Sabha elections, she might as well get elected as an MLA just on this. And the entire Kisan Jathebandi are backing her. They're trying to justify the act, not realizing that she's committed a mistake, she's committed a sin. When you glorify such acts, you are actually provoking people to, do more such illegal acts. This is very alarming, it's very unacceptable. Although, at the same breath, I must also say, the way Kangana has been conducting herself has been nothing less than unacceptable. Her statement about women who would join the farmers' agitation was टके में आती हैं, दिहाड़ी पे आती हैं, 100-200 रुपए लेके. This is again not acceptable. And today again she said कि ये आतंकवाद बढ़ रहा है. It is, these terms are being used very loosely. And again, they don't go down well with people on ground.
See, you may disagree. But here is a point. You may disagree. One may disagree with one's point of view, but that's democracy. That's the freedom of speech that I have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't get abusive. You may be hurt. You may be hurt.
Can you see the beauty of the democracy? The beauty of democracy of India is that 2 people, one of whom is in prison for under NSA. There is a third from J&K. He's contesting from within the prison. They have won.
No,
I mean, that's Indian democracy.
that's a little worrying for democracy, but that's another point because the voters have elected them. So that you have to respect that mandate. But if there is a sentiment of extremism that is rising, that's a problem. But here is the thing, Kamru Chaudhary. The fact is that there are MPs, there are people in public life who should have actually condemned this, who have condoned this. This is taking ideological differences to a level, saying, "Tum pit bhi gaye, no problem. Pito. You deserve to be beaten up." That's not the.
There are 2 sides.
That's
of
not the
this
political
episode. Entire episode. Let me just begin. You see, जब ये problem तो है, जब रक्षक बनता है भक्षक, that is never acceptable in India. And we have got a violent past where we lost 2 of our prime ministers to terrorist attacks. Rather, terrorist means one group of terrorists were in uniform who assassinated Indira Gandhi out here. So that's a different story absolutely out here. And in this case also, no words should condone the act that was committed against Kangana Ranaut ji, whoever she may be. First and foremost, she was an elected MP. Second, she was a woman. And third thing is that she has got her right to her ideological views out here. I may differ.
And more importantly, she actually went into that place trusting that she is safe with that person.
Yes, I told Rakshak jab ban jaye Bhakshak, then it's a problem for India. Now coming to the main point out here, the debate entirely surrounding Kangana Ranaut is very much understandable. Now can you please somebody explain to me that the attack on Kanhaiya Kumar by Daksh Chaudhary, a Hindu right-wing leader, was equally to be condemned? Am I not correct in this?
Nobody condoned it, sir. Nobody condoned it.
Then there was no debate on that.
No, there was. Nobody condoned it. He was thrashed. He was thrashed. He was thrashed. He was immediately arrested. And all of that. No, sir. The debate here is it's become a debate, Kamru Chaudhary, because the India Alliance members are condoning it. India Alliance members are saying good. And it's the same India Alliance members who went and demolished her house also. Similar act was done when her house was demolished when she made comments at the then Maharashtra government. So if you say anything against the state, your house will be demolished, and somebody else does not like your pay, so then we'll go ahead. So this political vindictiveness and vendetta that go after people who we disagree with. Let's destroy them altogether. Physically harm them, or attack their livelihood or attack their homes. Now, this is something which is manifest,
absolutely correct. When I condemn the attack on Kangana Ranaut, her home being bulldozed for whatever reason, do I equally condemn the Kanpur's girl Afrin Fatima's house being demolished by Yogi government just because his father happened to participate in a protest in Kanpur? That also needs to be condemned. So we cannot just cherry pick and say this act has to be condemned and this act cannot, because these people belong from the anti-national urban Naxal family.
Though there has to be a difference. There is again a difference. I say something to you which you do not like, so you come and punch me, break my house, slap me and say, no, you deserve to be slapped. That is wrong, sir. Verbal comments, maybe you can verbal comment.
If you permit me.
Correct.
If you permit me. Limited point.
The other point, sir, if I damage public property, the courts have gone ahead and said, go ahead and make them pay.
I may differ on you.
Correct.
On your views, on your ideology. But a system has been laid by the Constitution of India to go to the court. If any action was taken against Afrin Fatima, if there was an action taken against Kangana's house, then it should be through the due process of law.
Correct. Was it with the due process of law? What did the court say thereafter, sir? What did the court say in the case of Afrin, in the case that you are mentioning in Uttar Pradesh, and what did the court say in the case of Kangana Ranaut? So this political vendetta and vindictiveness is about going ahead and thrashing somebody or going after somebody personally and their livelihood and impacting them because you don't like. This is something which is dangerous, and you are saying that you are encouraging personnel to become political. You are saying let's politicize the uniform. Tomorrow somebody else will turn around and do something else. Vikram Singh ji, your thoughts, sir?
Anand ji, and good evening, esteemed panelist. Kulvinder Kaur has desecrated the sacred uniform of the CISF. She had no business to have political and outburst there when she was on duty there in uniform. CISF, of which I have been the additional DGP, is a proud force, a disciplined force, and it is not expected for them to vent and air their political and other differences when they are on duty there. As you very rightly mentioned, all the passengers in the security SHA, security holding area, are in the care of the state, in the care of the CISF. This was a breach of trust and amounts to backstabbing. It is a matter of satisfaction that Kulwinder Kaur has been placed under suspension. A case under 323, 341 has been registered. I would rather that she is dismissed from service under Article 311 of the Constitution of India, so as to maintain and retain the credibility of the CISF. Kamrul Sahab has come out with very profound words of wisdom. We cannot cherry pick anything, and anyone who has transgressed the rule of law needs to be given the level playing field and should be dealt with equitably in a similar manner. You cannot say that there is a separate rule book for one and a different rule book for another. Everybody who has transgressed the rule of law, Anandji, will have to be dealt with the same promptness as we propose to deal with all such people who go and break the rule of law.
Sir, separatists, known separatists who have been welcomed in the Prime Minister's office and in the Prime Minister by former Prime Ministers were given high Z-level security, and they were given police people in uniform, the very people they targeted. They have been protected by, they have been tasked with the job of protecting, and those people, imagine what would have gone through them when they have had to do such jobs, but they did their job because they were wearing that uniform. At that time, nobody turned around and said, how is this possible? How is this? How are we allowing this? Because at that time said, it's your uniform, you're wearing it, it's your duty. And today the same lot is turning around and telling somebody in uniform, good, you went ahead and attacked an elected representative in Parliament, of Parliament. It's quite shocking.
In extremely bad taste, poor taste, and this amounts to fomenting discontent and also disloyalty and promoting indiscipline within the forces. My advice to my political friends would be, please restrict yourself to politics and let policing and security be done by the security professionals and not by you, sir.
And those who are trying to back this for cheap political brownies and to think that they have scored a political score, they need to look back and think. They really need to look back and think whether they have actually done the intelligent thing or something that's bordering on idiocy, because it's dangerous precedents that are being set, and if the nation is moving in that direction, we have a problem, especially the political discourse. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I have to wind up on that note. We're going to take a very, very short break. On the way out, Himanta Biswa Sarma has just tweeted, the Assam Chief Minister, Sensex surges to an all-time high. Should we order an inquiry by a joint parliamentary committee to examine why it has reached this level today? Message to the opposition, which was questioning what happened between the 1st and the 4th of June, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's the cast and makers of Hamare Bara, a very, very politically sensitive and nationally sensitive issue, which has also raked up a lot of controversy. Stay with us.